Hello and welcome, Pisces, to your June messages. Keep in mind these are collective and general, so receive anything that resonates, release anything that does not, okay? If you'd like more content, I do have a Patreon Bloom membership that's linked below. Let's go ahead and get into it. A main theme for Pisces for the month of June. Highest and best messages. Okay, this wants to come out the Sustainer, okay? So this is actually kind of a masculine energy coming through. We have the beautiful purple and blue, okay, highlighting the throat chakra and the third eye or the crown. We have the sustaining energy. So you're building, creating something new. Again, you have like the masculine and feminine energies coming together here. So this could be important within your relationships, within what you're building. But it looks like you're creating something new here with the Sustainer, and whatever you're creating in June, you want it to be lasting, is what I'm sensing. So, you know, it's something that you're not just creating in the 3D, it's something that you're creating, you know, on the 4D, the 5D, the higher realms, you know, and maybe starting like as a thought form, or you dream about it, or, you know, you start to even daydream about it, start to put emotions and energy into it. I'm seeing like a clay mold and then how it's, you know, transformed. So you're thinking about the long term, you're thinking about what is sustainable. You could also be looking into more of like sustainable living, sustainable products that you're using, being very conscious in what you're creating, what you're building, and what you have in your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper. So highest and best messages for Pisces in the month of June. We have the Eight of Cups, doorways. Okay, new doorways opening up here. You know, that ball of clay is almost like the potential for what you can manifest, what you can create, what you can focus on. You know, it's in the very beginning stages. So many different doorways, pathways that you could go down here. Highest and best messages for Pisces in June. We have the Five of Swords, we have conflict energy, and we have the World, motivation. So some of you, you are motivated, again, where I was getting like sustainability, sustainable living. That's something that's calling to you at this time, and for a good reason. You're paying attention to kind of what is going on in the world. You're wanting to give back to the world, honor the world, in a deeper way here. Some of you are seeing problems or conflict within the world, and you're focusing on creating some sort of solution. Okay, that's something else that's coming through. What you're seeing is motivating you. Travel could also be motivating you as well with the World card, but the World card, you know, can speak of online, or it can speak of the energy of the world and you being kind of tapped into that, Pisces. But it can also be the completion of a cycle, okay? So it could be a cycle that you're completing in a successful way, and there's a new one about to begin. Okay, so let's clarify the Doorways card for Pisces, month of June. The Wheel of Fortune, fate, okay? Doorways that are meant to open up for you here are opening up. I do feel like your ancestors are assisting you with that. It could also be not just your ancestors, but nature, you know, who you collaborate with, who you connect with here. You know, the choices and decisions that you have made. Who you know, the collaborations as well with the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it looks quite beautiful. And I feel like, too, like what is destined for you is protected. You see how there's that beautiful energy around the tree there. You could be opening up doorways for your family, too, with that Wheel of Fortune. But it looks more like Dharma than it does Karma. Okay, let's clarify. What is this Five of Swords conflict energy, Pisces, in the month of June? We have playfulness, Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups energy, it could have to do with some sort of apology, some sort of maybe immaturity, New beginning. Some of you, like you're starting something new and you want to be really good at it, but you have to allow yourself to be a beginner of whatever this is here. Some of you too feel like, you're pulled in two different directions. Maybe you have a lot of hobbies, and a lot of things that are, play is an important part of creativity, right? So kind of, I think you could get kind of pulled in these different directions here also with this Page of Cups energy. If you are dealing with somebody with arguments, like let's say if you do have children with a Page of Cups and like your children are arguing, there's kind of this sense of taking a lighthearted approach with the playfulness card, or even if you're not dealing with, children here, even if you're dealing with adults, there's like keeping things light is really important, I feel, when, there's some tension here perhaps within the household or, with this group perhaps. There's also this beautiful rainbow protection around you too at this time, Pisces. You see there's that polar bear in the background that also speaks of strength, and those fish are prosperity. Okay, let's clarify. What is this world card here for Pisces for the month of June? We have the Two of Wands, unity. Yeah, there's something, you're either receiving like this vision, or that's how inventions are created, where somebody sees like, oh, there's this challenge, like how can I make that better, and then they create something new. And I feel like that's something that you're doing here, but you'll have to put your perfectionist kind of to the side, because there's kind of that sort of energy coming through. With the unity too, with the Two of Wands, you could be wanting to bring two different ideas together, okay, two different paths together to create something new. Let's go into another layer, clarify a little bit more. Highest and best messages here for Pisces. We have clarity with the Ace of Swords, okay? Clarity, truth, revelations, clear beginnings happening, okay? And that's after the World card. Let's see, what else? What else is important for Pisces to know? I'm hearing you're spiritually protected. So with that Five of Swords energy too, if like when you're creating or birthing or bringing something new into the world, that's a new paradigm, new energy, typically there's either not a lot of people that know about it, or you're kind of trailblazing here. So you might be dealing with some judgment, or like some jealous energy, or some conflict, right? But again, like there's that spiritual protection around you, what you're creating, what you're focusing on, so that you don't get distracted by that. The Five of Swords can also be people trying to bait you into something that is low vibrational, like trying to get you to argue with them, right? And that creates an energy leak, and that gives you their energy. So I feel like you're kind of staying in that that space of play and not allowing that sort of energy to affect you here, because you're quite focused. That Ace of Swords. What else is important for Pisces to know in the month of June? We have the Knight of Wands, impulsiveness, okay? So with the impulsiveness with the Knight of Wands, I'm kind of sensing, and then we have the Eight of Swords, restriction. You might find that, you want to charge ahead with something, but then you're kind of slowed down a little bit, but there's a reason for it, okay? What is this impulsiveness with the Knight of Wands energy? Foundation, okay? Like you're wanting something to come about faster than it's designed to, or it's meant to. Because the Tower energy with the foundation is like, the foundation needs to be built in a way that is sustainable, right? So this is going to be navigating your experience in a different way than you have before. And if you're impulsive, it could lead to a Tower if you are rushing. So you don't want to rush. Clarify the Eight of Swords restriction. We have the Five of Wands battles. Obstacles, I would say more so than battles with the Five of Wands. You know, there are some obstacles here to move through, and some, you know, important choices to make as well with the Seven of Cups. Clarify the Tower. Okay. We do have the Six of Wands coming out too with the Tower as well. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm sensing here is like you'll have that impulse. You'll have that intuitive kind of impulse for something you want to create, build, start. And that's great. Write it down, you know, prepare it, but then take your time with building it. Take your time with molding it, okay? Don't try to rush the process, because the Wheel of Fortune does kind of speak about time and things shifting ahead. Make sure that you're coming from a place of alignment when you do create or build this. Because you are building a foundation of success for whatever this is that you're, you know, wanting to create here. Manifest, call in. What is the success here for Pisces? The Eight of Wands, communication. Somebody could also be impulsively communicating with you, and it is like, it's very shocking, you know, the news that comes through. It changes things for you. It might require like a relocation, you know, with that World card, or, you know, a great change. The Lovers, passion and judgment, forgiveness. You kind of had that energy coming through, also the Page of Cups. Okay. So this could be somebody, you know, perhaps from the past coming forward and apologizing for something, you know, that they maybe did to sabotage some sort of foundation here, and they're coming forward to apologize. Okay. It could be quite, you know, surprising. This could have to do with work. We have the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Work opportunities. What else is important? Highest and best messages for Pisces in the month of June. Queen of Cups, kindness. Kindness is important. Being kind to yourself, you know, others. You know, there's that sensitivity and nurturing energy that comes through from the Queen of Cups as well. And new beginnings. You know, you're nurturing these new beginnings here. Could have to do with work, could have to do with career. Could have some closure with somebody coming back from the past to apologize. Could be some sort of job opportunity coming back around that before, you know, didn't work out. So, but again, with the Tower and the Knight of Wands, take your time, slow down with that. You know, if this is somebody from the past coming back, is in a relationship, somebody that maybe you want to build with and have a new beginning with, do not rush it. Take your time, okay? Yeah, you kind of more so want that Knight of Pentacles energy, slow and steady. Because if you rush into it, you know, you could repeat the same cycle. So look at all the details and really be, you know, true to yourself and clear about what it is. Again, that you're building in a sustainable way, you know. You could be really honored here for your work or for your kindness as well. That's something else that's coming through here. What is this new beginning for Pisces in the month of June? The Knight of Swords. It's spontaneous again. You could be spontaneously attracting in these knights, okay? They could be new beginnings, opportunities, offers. It doesn't have to be necessarily something romantic. Some of you, it could be like, if you have brothers that are younger than you, it could be your brothers, you know, showing up suddenly, communicating with you suddenly, traveling towards you. But there's, you know, the magic does really happen in the moment sometimes when things are spontaneous like that with the new beginnings. Okay, with the Tower energy too, we have the Nine of Wands, which is determination, not giving up. And we have the Three of Wands, freedom. So whatever you're creating and building is going to be bringing you in more freedom, or that is your goal. You're determined. Like, even if, like, again, you have, like, again, I'm seeing like that clay figure, and you have like a prototype that you create, and you kind of move through the whole creative process, right, of what works and what doesn't work. Any other important messages here for Pisces? Queen of Wands, passion, and we have rebirth. Rebirth of a passion, Ten of Pentacles, beautiful. Contentment, and Three of Pentacles, recognition. So it looks like you're going to be very positively recognized for your passions, for what you're creating, what you're building, how you're navigating. The fact that you don't give up with the Nine of Wands, that you're determined, but also that you're kind here. Okay, there's a lot of spiritual protection around you. Again, like I said, don't necessarily rush through the process or try to rush the process, because you're building a Ten of Pentacles. You know, Three of Pentacles also speaks of a contract as well, for something that could be long-term, or the seeds you've planted here are growing. Now, again, take your time looking over contracts and making sure everything is as it should be, okay? But you are building a beautiful life for yourself here, Pisces, and I feel like you'll be starting to see more and more of, you know, the reward of that, the embodiment of that. You have these, these new beginnings, new opportunities. Even your passions kind of changing here. Yep, Knight of Pentacles, patience. That's gonna be challenging, right? Patience, and we have the Hermit, wisdom. So stopping to check in, receive those downloads, you know, making sure you're meditating. Like I said, what you're creating and building starts with a thought form. It starts from a higher level before it becomes manifested in the physical. But keep in mind, with manifestation, it also requires aligned action too, right? So you're making sure that you're staying in alignment here, and you're being patient with this process, because again, whatever it is that you're wanting to build or create, you're doing it for the long term, or you're doing it, you know, creating a legacy here, which is not, you know, built overnight. And you do have some surprises, some people reaching out to you you didn't expect to reach out to you, okay? So let's go ahead and get a self-care message here for Pisces. Highest and best messages for Pisces. We have clean your space, okay? Clear the energy, clean your space. Again, I feel like you're preparing for something new, so it's important that the energy is fresh, okay, for what you are calling in, what you're building. And you're preparing. Preparing is really important here. The preparing energy for this new beginning, for what you're creating, you're building. Some of you too, you know, if that's what you're focused on, with that Page of Cups energy, the World card, Wheel of Fortune. You could also, you know, be very fertile as well, okay, in the month of June. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and look at, for those of you who are single, so for single Pisces who are not connected with anyone, highest and best messages for the month of June. We have the Hand of Cards. Taking a chance, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, okay? So you're being strategic about, you know, the way that you're dating or just in life in general, the way that you're creating, the way that you're learning, what you're building. Because again, like with this strategic energy, it's like you know what you want. Because again, you have the Ten of Pentacles energy for the long term. You don't want some fling. And some fling might try to come in here too. So be aware of that. Also with the, where is it? The Knight of Wands energy. Okay. So be true to yourself, and yeah, I feel like you're just kind of gathering information at this time. You're looking at your options, looking at your opportunities, seeing what aligns, releasing what doesn't align. Okay, if you're dating multiple people at this time, that could be also something that comes up because you do have the Lovers. Being strategic and discerning is what I'm seeing here. All right. So for those of you that are in in-between space where you don't consider yourself single, but you haven't quite grounded in a connection, but you are connecting with someone, highest and best messages for my Pisces viewers in that space. Okay, so we have separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. And we have self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So if you're separated from somebody here, you're making the most of it for sure. You're building your future. You're not waiting around. You know, you're not unsure about your future because you know that you're the creator and that you are building it. And you could be also, of course, co-creating with Source, co-creating with Spirit. Okay, and you're focused on, you know, appreciating yourself, appreciating your life. For others of you, you know, if you're connected with someone, you're maybe taking some space, again, just to kind of focus on you. And honoring that may give that person the space to also, you know, do their shadow work, right? So for those of you that are in a healthy, grounded connection, what would be fun for you to do in the month of June? Together. We have I miss you. Okay, so for some of you too, it could be, you know, traveling, you know, your partner could, or you could travel for work, okay? And then you are really kind of grateful for that reunion to express that love and that affection, okay? And then we have cozy cuddles, spending time together, you know, being close. I don't know in the month of June if you'll have, you know, at least in the northern hemisphere, if you'll have the a fire here, unless there's a cooler night, right? But yeah, just grateful to be together, grateful to be spending time together and connecting, especially, you know, if there's any sort of distance or one of you had to travel. Like two peas in a pod, I'm hearing, okay? So that's really beautiful. More love expression, too, is coming through there. All right? So just keep in mind, whatever you're creating and building, Pisces, in June, that you focus on it being sustainable. Okay, for those of you that are wanting to create something that is sustainable, something that is lasting here. To remember playfulness, because playfulness helps with your creativity, helps with your vibration here. Some of you might also be doing some inner child healing with that sort of creative energy. Some of you could be writing a children's book, I just heard. Okay, so you're kind of moving through that process. Keep in mind of the signs that are letting you know when it's time to make some changes or be a little bit more discerning with the Tower energy here. Okay. So, and it looks like you're going to be creating something wonderful for the world. Okay. Wonderful for the world, wonderful for yourself, for your family. Something that feels beautifully aligned with you, okay? And yeah, you will have some of those surprises. Like you could have a sibling, you know, surprise you, visit you, contact you, make amends with you for some of you, okay, if you're at a distance. So that is what we have. Receive what resonates, release what doesn't. Thank you so much for joining me. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.